still there. Look at that. Wow. Humboldt, located along the redwood coast in Northern California, is one of the most beautiful regions in the West. From our giant redwoods, our wide open beaches, our state and national parks, and our world-class fishery. So hang with me, and I'll show you why my family and I live in Humboldt. Man, love it here. I'm headed out to Capetown today. It's about 30 or so miles south of Eureka as you go through Ferndale, and you take Matoll Road and goes over and drops down. It's a really beautiful drive out there, and there's quite a bit of history out there in Capetown. It was originally called Gas Jet when it was first founded, so really nice day to do it. I really appreciate everybody watching. Be sure you subscribe down below. I'll see you out there. Quite the view. Wow. This drive never gets old. Man, oh man. Capetown's down below us. So I'm going to pull off and get a bird's eye view. Man. Really get a good overview of Capetown. It's right down below us and the mouth of the Bear River. So let's check it out. Wow, it's a little breezy, but this is the Bear River Valley. It's the Bear River that runs down through here. That's the mouth of the Bear River down there. Long before people showed up in the 1850s, this is the land of the Nakani Indians. And among others, they had a village down there at the mouth of the Bear River. This is Capetown down in here. Mouth of the Bear is also the site where the USS Bear ran aground, right out here, right in front of the mouth. June of 1916, the ship was headed from Portland down to San Francisco, and it ran aground, and apparently there was some party going on down here, and they heard the distress signal from the ship, and they apparently didn't think anything of it. But it went out, the distress signal went out to the Humboldt Bay life-saving station, like Coast Guard. And so the Humboldt Times called down to the Brandstedters Hotel, the original folks that lived down here, and they didn't know what was going on, but the next morning the post carrier was coming through, and rather than going up to Ferndale, he apparently changed his route and headed out to go to the Falls Cape post office, and I guess apparently came around the bend and saw the USS Bear ran aground down there. So several ships were called out. The Relief, Battleship Oregon, the Blunt's Reef Lighthouse was one of them, the Grace Dollar as well, and they started loading everybody up. And then the Brandstedters actually got people together, and they went out there to start helping the folks and brought them back to the hotel apparently. But among other things that was on that ship was tons and tons of rolls of paper. And they were so heavy, so that J.H. Crothers, which founded the Humboldt Paper Company, he worked for the Humboldt Times, and bought all the paper, and they kind of lined them all out here along the shore, and they hauled them up to Eureka, and they stored them in the old Eureka foundry down at the end of S Street in Humboldt, off of Humboldt Bay. And then he bought the Margarita Building Theater right there on E Street between 3rd and 4th, and they founded the Humboldt Paper Company, using all the paper from the ship. And I think in 1936 the Zellerback Paper Company bought them out. But yeah, the Humboldt Paper Company was founded by the USS. Man, it's getting crazy. But it's all founded by the shipwreck from the USS Bear running aground. So there were crates and crates of carnation condensed milk, and then they came back to salvage all the boilers. There were several, I think it was 6, but they were huge. So like 14 by 14, and they weighed tons, like 40 plus tons, and they couldn't get them up Wildcat Road, which is what this really is here. So they created like a skid and rail system down on the beach, and they pulled them using steam donkeys and all the rest of it, and they pulled them up the coast, got it across the Eel River, and they got it down to the South Spit where Humboldt Bay is, and eventually they picked them up with a barge and sold them to a boat over in, I think, Japan. So anyway, little piece of history for you. That's all Capetown down in there. It was originally called Gas Jet. There was a post office down here, and the mail was postmarked as Gas Jet, 1868 to 1876, I believe. And when the Falls Cape post office up in it closed, and in the Falls Cape post office up near Centerville, it also closed in 1879, and then they opened up the Capetown post office down here in 1879, I believe, and that name stuck, and it's still called Capetown down here. From what I read, the original families that came down here were Martin and Rachel Brandstetters in 1854. And then there was, they referred to as Mr. Odell and Fred Casson came in 1855. I'm not sure who showed up first. From my research is kind of a question, but the Brandstetters I believe this is their property down in here. They were ranchers. And I'm going to go down there, but this whole town, there was a couple of hotels. The Bear River Hotel, the Brandstetters had a hotel. I think they called it the Capetown Hotel, and it was quite a lively town down in here. This whole road, I don't know what the exact road was. It's breezy, but I want to go down there anyways. The hotel and all that's been long gone. It was a stop off between Ferndale and Petrolia, because it took a couple of days, but when the automobile came in around 1905 to 10, something like that, it kind of, people could make it from Ferndale up to Petrolia, and it kind of shut this place down. The hotel down there shut down. The Brandsetter's Hotel shut down in like 1920, and it's long gone. But I believe they still own this ranch house down here, which may or may not be the site of the original hotel. I'm not quite sure. But it was lined with eucalyptus trees, and there's several down there. Minus the breeze, so cool. I'm gonna head down there and not disturb their peace, but walk around a little bit. And actually, I want to go down and check out the Capetown school, which looks to be right down there in that red building. So, all right, let's head down there. Dropping down into the town area here. I would love to be able to go out to the Bear River, but I believe it's private property, so I'm not going to do that. But there is kind of a road that goes out there, but unless I know for sure, I'm not going out there. But this road, I'm gonna guess, was the road they went out to get to the USS Bear. We're gonna go in, and again, I don't know where the roads, I'm not certain this is the original road. I really am not quite sure, but I'm gonna drive by the ranch house and I'm gonna park and get out. Wow, you can see the eucalyptus trees in here. Several of them. So I'm gonna I'm gonna park up by the post office real quick and walk around a little bit anyway. Wow, well, I guess this would be considered what was downtown Capetown. There was two hotels, the Bear River Hotel, the Capetown Hotel, which I believe was owned by the Brandsetters, but I don't know exactly where, but I'm going to guess the Bear River Hotel was somewhere in here. And then the bridge is up there, but that pipe, the gas jet pipe, it's like 6 to 8 feet tall, and it was sticking up out of the ground, and they would light it. Wasn't the best way to light up the vicinity, but there was a feed stable here, a store, two hotels, post office, a school, which is right over there. I'm going to walk over there in a second. I think this is still owned by the Brandsetters here, but there was a hotel here, and it was described as being lined with a bunch of, across the street here, lined with eucalyptus trees, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these are some of the stumps. And as you can tell, there's a couple of eucalyptus trees here. This is the ranch house, I think still owned by the Brandsetters, but this is, I believe, where the Capetown Hotel would have been, where the Brandsetters owned it. And then, because it was a halfway point between Ferndale and Petrolia, apparently took about a day. So this was kind of the stop off. In 1907, Governor Gillette came through in a motorcade, and it took him about 45 minutes from Ferndale to get over to Petrolia. And after that, it wasn't really a need when the cars came into play. And so Capetown started kind of shutting down. The Brandsetters Hotel, I think they shut down around 1920 or so. but it's really kind of hard to picture it. But people coming, quite the bustle and stop. But I'm gonna go walk over to the last remaining historic building, which is the Capetown School, and I believe that's the original building right there. So let's go walk over to it. This land here was owned by Thomas Stewart, who also became the postmaster of Gas Jet, which was referred to at the time. That was in 1870, and he operated a hotel. But in 1878 he donated the land for this land here, apparently to build the Capetown School. And oh wow, see, it's called Branstetter Lane here too, and that would appear to be the original schoolhouse building. Walk up to it. Wow, look at that. Found a historical photo when they're all kind of lined up, and I can tell that's it because of the ridge line here and that outcropping of rock right over there, but it's still there. Look at that. Wow. Well, walk over to the bridge right now, and there's a historical plaque. I'm curious to see what it says. It's amazing. You live in Humboldt, there's history everywhere you look, and a lot of the history in Humboldt County tracks with the history of California, actually, all the way back to the 1850s, and Capetown's no exception. It's a lot of dark history here as well. There's just no doubt about that. But look at that. Helen Lyons Branstetter Bridge, dedicated in 1975 by her friends. Look at that. Walk on the bridge real quick. This is the Bear River here. But if you're ever curious who the Branstetter family is, now you know. They were one of probably the first, but I believe this land's still owned by the family. I haven't been able to verify that, so if I'm wrong, my bad. I wish I could figure out where the Bear River Hotel is, but I really am just not sure. It's ranch land, and man, it's so peaceful out here. I don't want to video any of the folks' homes or none of that, just because, well, I want to be respectful. So there's the Bear River. And from what I've read anyway, the descriptions were there was a natural gas coming out of the ground, and somewhere in here, at least as the story goes, they stuck a pipe in the ground and lit it. It's not really the most efficient use of natural gas coming out of the ground, but that's what they did. Hence the original name Gas Jet. So, you know, stick that under your hat. You know what I mean? Wow. Well, it's just a quick stop. I've come through Capetown so many times, and going up to Petrolia and Black Sands Beach and all that, which is up the road here, but it's amazing how many people drive through here, and you don't realize how much Capetown was quite a busy place at one time. Really busy, but it's kind of fascinating. These likely the original, well, what's left of those eucalyptus trees. So, all right. What a beautiful, peaceful place, man. Capetown. You blow right through here and you don't realize there's a lot of history here. 170 years worth at least, but, you know, and this was the original land of the Nittany Indians. So, you know, and pay respects. We're on native land here. Just realize there's dark history here. There's no doubt about it. It's all part of it. All right, well, people coming down what is it's Matoll Road, but I think it was referred to as Wildcat Road too. So, all right, I'm hungry. I'm going home. All right, we'll see you. Wow, I'm done. What a unique place. Capetown in the mouth of the Bear River, man. It is really cool here. It's amazing how many people drive through here and you don't realize how much of the rich history that exists as you drive through. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you very much to everybody that subscribed to this channel. We really, really appreciate it. And if you want to help support this small family channel, you can do so by going over to HumboldtDax.com. We've got shirts and hoodies and hats and all the rest of it. All the revenue we make off the sales of the merchandise just goes into paying the bills to help continue to run this channel. So thank you so much. Please be sure you subscribe down below. I'm Doc, and I'm living in Humboldt.